Once again, idiotic concepts in religion. I have found, brothers and sisters, especially in my tenure as a spiritual leader, I have found that there is nothing more important to a person than their perspective about their relationship to and or their fellowship with what they perceive to be God.
What's up YouTube family? Welcome back to my space. This is Evans Rayola. Guys, thank you for tuning to watch today's video. I do not take it for granted. Guys, we are on the road to 20k subscribers, man. Thank you so much for tuning to support my work. And guys, once again I say I do not take it for granted. So on today's video we want to talk about Dr. Ray Huggins speaking about the topic of the idiotic concepts in religion. In this video, Dr. Huggins tries to expose some of these concepts that are many a times they use to just blindfold black folks, you know. Many a times black folks are blindfolded in matters of religion. You know, you're told that God wants us to behave in certain ways. And the last time I checked, that was one of the ways that the white supremacists or the colonialists used in Africa. They used religion to blindfold Africans. Some of them even told Africans that through the religion they are teaching them, they must be their slaves. You know, God wants them to be their slaves. And some of these Africans believed it, and that's how they conquered their land. So guys, on today's video, I want to teach you on the idiotic concepts in religion according to brother Dr. Ray Huggins. So guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's watch it. Once it's done, we'll come back and react to the same. Let's watch this, guys.
So what is my assignment? My assignment is to begin the process of reversing and undoing false concepts in the minds of our people that have been put in their minds by erroneous religious teachings, doctrines, programs that put us in a bad situation. That's what I came out of my mother's womb to do. So if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, don't get bored with it. It's just that that's my assignment. I don't really know, I shouldn't say I don't know how to do anything else, but I don't really want to do anything else. You know, I sing, I'm a musician and all that, you know, but that's good. That's good. The music is always good. The music's always good, but I didn't come out of my mother's womb to sing. I came out of my mother's womb to set you free. You follow what I'm saying? So, when I say things that are outside of your circumference of awareness, don't get upset with me. Now, I know y'all here already know that, but I'm really talking to those who are watching this DVD right now, or those who are listening by way of internet. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to say some stuff. Tell you now, that's what I do. I'm going to say some stuff that you're not going to like. That's what I do. My job is to smack you. In the waking up process, there are two ways to wake somebody up. You can wake them up gently by stroking them. Time to wake up now. Hello? Hello? Wake up. Or you can go in and snatch the cover, pull it off and say, wake up. I'm more like the shock therapy kind of a person. My mom used to say that all the time. When I would get up to teach and under her leadership, she would sit back on pins and needles. And she would always tell the congregation, I don't know what Raymond gonna say when he get up. Today I want to start a series. Now it may not be every Sunday the continuation of this series. But today is part one of a series entitled Idiotic Concepts in Religion. Once again, idiotic concepts in religion. I have found, brothers and sisters, especially in my tenure as a spiritual leader, I have found that there is nothing more important to a person than their perspective about their relationship to and or their fellowship with what they perceive to be God. Now I want y'all to listen to me well, because I'm going to be saying stuff specifically and on purpose. I don't want y'all to hear how I'm saying it. Nothing is more important to a person than their perspective about their relationship to and or their fellowship with what they perceive to be God. Are y'all hearing how I'm saying this? And because of this innate need, concepts, ideas, opinions, doctrines, and scruples have been developed for the sake of controlling the behavior of those who are vulnerable to the concept of God. Did y'all get that? Everybody say vulnerable to the concept of God. A lot of people are vulnerable to the concept that God is either pleased or displeased with them if they do or do not comply with the standards, with the codes, with the ideologies that those in power have created. Are y'all with me? In other words, most of us really honestly don't know God. What we know are concepts that have been put in our minds by people who want us to think a certain way about God. Am I making sense to you? And if your thinking or if your life is not in alignment with their opinions, with their concepts, with their ideologies, they have inculcated into their teachings a guilt program, a self-condemnation program, to make you feel that God, the God that they made up now, God is displeased with you. Go ahead. So consequently, you end up living your life trying to meet the standard that was established by someone else as to what the mind of God is, instead of coming up with your own. The problem is, as long as you're trying to live up to someone else's standard about what they think God is and taught it to you since you was in Sunday school, you will never be free. Because you're always trying to come up to this standard of this man-made God. Y'all all right? Yeah. In this series of lectures about the idiotic concepts in religion, my purpose is to jumpstart your mental metabolism. You know, it's like getting up in the morning and drinking some orange juice or eating something to jumpstart your metabolism. That's why breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It jumpstarts your metabolism. And those of us who are kind of overweight, we need to get up and eat a good breakfast. It'll help get your metabolism going to burn off that fat during the day. I want to jumpstart your mental metabolism so that you will begin to do away with the thoughtlessness. What did I just say? The thoughtlessness and blind beliefs that you have held so dear. Hopefully you will begin to appropriate the intellectual qualities that you were endowed with. As your teacher, as your spiritual leader, my goal is to equip you with the knowledge that you need to free yourself from the devices that have covertly hindered your spiritual growth and development. And hopefully this will result in your spiritual, your emotional, and your psychological empowerment. Hopefully. If you're able to do this, then guess what? You will be the man, you will be the woman that God intended for you to be. And you will stop living a life of mediocrity. You will stop living a life of stagnation. You will stop living a life of hoping that your change will come. You will stop living a life of seeing your ship about to come in. Y'all remember that? Brothers and sisters, religion, everybody say religion. Religion has been used as the instrument of menticide. Now this is not the kind of message that's supposed to come from a pulpit. You see, the pulpit is supposed to be the platform of controlling you. That's the brother just talked about, the preachers that came up and marched against us. See, because this platform here is not being used like the others are. This platform is being used as it's supposed to be used, and that is the platform of setting you free, not keeping you bound. I'm going to make it sense. I just used a word called menticide. That concept comes to us from an awesome warrior scholar who has made his transition. His name is Dr. Bobby Wright. And Bobby Wright said it this way: menticide is, and I quote him, the deliberate and systematic destruction of the mind. Did y'all hear that? The deliberate and systematic destruction of the mind of a person or a group with the ultimate goal being the extirpation of. When I say extirpation, I mean the wiping out of, the uprooting of, the complete extermination of that person or that group. So when our minds, brothers and sisters, are injected with idiotic concepts by way of religious teachings, and then we adopt and incorporate these idiotic thoughts into our viscera, we literally become the walking dead. It's like the young man said in the movie The Sixth Sense, I see dead people. The only thing is they don't know that they're dead. I look around and I see dead people. When I ride down the streets in our communities, I see the walking dead. But they don't know they're dead. In fact, they think they're alive because they have adopted these idiotic concepts. They grew up with these idiotic concepts just like many of you and I did. And what's really deep about it is they know at this point in their life that these idiotic concepts are not working. They know it's not working. The problem is they don't know what else to turn to. Because built into these idiotic concepts is an automatic self-defense mechanism. That if you turn from what you've been taught. I remember when my mom said to me, when she noticed I was turning to African consciousness and African spirituality, my mom said to me, what happened to Nebuchadnezzar is going to happen to you. And for those of you who don't know, in the Bible, when Nebuchadnezzar turned from the ways of God, his hair grew wild and his fingernails grew like claws. So that was what was in her mind. And see, that's what's in their mind when you step away from Jesus. When you step away from Jesus Christ, you're supposed to lose your mind. Ain't nothing supposed to go right for you. You're supposed to lose your job. You're supposed to become homeless. You're supposed to be out on the street, walking around big-eyed and... That's what they say gonna happen to you if you turn your back on Jesus. But then when they find out that a year, 2 or 3 or 4 years later, that really you're a better person. At least I can speak for me. Can I get a witness? I'm free now. In fact, I have a love for God now that I didn't have before. Because it wasn't necessary to have it before. I didn't have to do nothing. Because he did it all. You follow what I'm saying here? When my mom saw that I had not lost my mind, when she saw that my life was actually more productive than it was before, when she saw that I was growing and developing spiritually and intellectually, emotionally and socially, she finally said to me one day, Raymond, come sit down and talk with me. She realized I wasn't like Nebuchadnezzar, but I was like Dr. Ray Higgins. She said, come on, help me understand this stuff you talk about. Once you get rid of those idiotic concepts, your life will start making more sense to you. Yeah, buddy.
Family, that was a very, very powerful speech from Dr. Ray Higgins, man. Dr. Ray Higgins is a former Christian pastor who later became an advocate for African-centered thinking and has been critical of traditional religious beliefs, especially those rooted in Christianity. He often discusses what he calls idiotic concepts in religion, emphasizing how certain doctrines, practices, and beliefs have been misinterpreted and manipulated to control or oppress people, particularly within the African diaspora. On today's topic, he emphasizes on black folks, to be specific, how people have used religion to blindfold black folks. Some of the main points he often critiques include, number one is religion manipulation. What comes into your mind when you hear of religion manipulation? Myself, it means that once somebody is empowered and they know much about the religion, they come to you and lie to you about the same religion and just want to blindfold you so that you may get the information in a misinterpreted way, So religion manipulation, where Huggins explains, or rather urges, that many religious teachings were designed to keep people subservient, especially black people. He critiques how colonial powers used religion, to justify slavery and other forms of oppression. Just like I mentioned, guys, they are using religion to justify things like slavery, like they did in Africa during colonialism, how they did to lie to our forefathers, for the black American folks, before they were moved to the US. You're told that God wants for us to treat you as slaves. You lied to that there is a fruit that is coming. There are actually repercussions that are positive, that one day after you become the slave, things will work for you. God will reimburse you from the slavery, that now you'll be better people in life. Then people do tend to believe the same things. That's how people are lied to, with religion. Then another way that they use, or rather how Dr. Huggins spoke about the critiques that they used, include number 2 now, blind faith versus critical thinking. He encourages people to question religious doctrines instead of accepting them blindly. Many times you're told stuff and you accept. It's time that we black folks question some of these doctrines than accept them blindly. He refers to some religious stories, especially from the Bible, as being taken too literally, which leads to what they calls idiotic concepts. He urges individuals to examine historical and cultural context to understand the origins of religious ideas. Then number 3 is Eurocentric influence on religion. A significant part of Huggins' critique focuses on how Christianity has practiced today has been influenced by European interpretations. He believes that African spiritual systems were overshadowed or destroyed by European colonization and missionary efforts. Guys, believe you me 100%, even before the Eurocentric efforts came into Africa, or rather all over the world, just trying to spread missionary works across the black folks. Black folks had their own religion. Then now we were brought in the European colonization through the missionary works. We were lied to. Guys, believe you me 100%, Christianity did not start with the white people. We had our own ways to worship God, even before the Eurocentric influences through the missionary works during colonization and slavery. Then number 4, we have the role of Jesus and salvation. Huggins has questioned the traditional Christian narrative of Jesus as the only path of salvation. He argues that this concept was introduced as a way to control people and divert them from their original spiritual systems. Dr. Ray Huggins' teachings call for a return of African spirituality and the re-examination of religious beliefs through the lens of African history and culture. His controversial views challenge many traditional religious structures and have sparked both support and criticism. Guys, if there's one thing I can teach you, and that I'm sure, is that not all spiritual leaders are perfect. Some of these people are the wrong prophets, the Baal prophets you hear in the Bible. Some of them do not have good intentions. Some of them are liars. Some of them want to use religion just to lure folks, to get something from them. Some people find the easiest way for them to get into richness is through the church. So we should actually have the spirit of discernment, getting to understand or getting to discern what's good and bad, getting to know if our spiritual leaders are lying to us or they're saying the truth. These are the Eurocentric ideas really disturbed black folks all over the world through slavery and colonialism. So guys, I did more research and I just went to find out that most of us are being blindfolded in the larger umbrella of religion. Family, Dr. Ray Huggins mentions that his main goal for doing the idiotic concepts religion is that His assessment is to begin the process of reversing and undoing false concepts in the minds of our people who have been lied with religious teachings, doctrines, programs that put them in a bad situation. There is nothing more important to a person than their perspective to their relationship with what they perceive to be God. There's been many concepts, ideas, opinions, and doctrines that have been developed to control the behavior of those who are vulnerable to the concept of God. Many times black folks, we are very, very vulnerable when it comes to matters Christianity. Most of us don't know God. We only have concepts that have been put in our minds by people who want us to think in a certain way about God. If your life is not in alignment of the ideologies they have incorporated in their teachings and programmed to make you feel that God is displaced with you, as long as you're trying to live up to other people's standards about what they think about God, you will never be free, because you'll be trying to put up to the standards of what man thinks about God. He proceeds to say, my purpose to jumpstart your mental metabolism with my series, religion has been used as an instrument of mental slavery. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly do consider subscribing to my channel for amazing black stories in Africa and in the diaspora. I have been doing a series of black stories all over the world. Go check out my last 30 videos, guys. I have been doing a very interesting series, a series that I believe that you can be able to learn from. Comment down below, let me know what you think, guys, and I am so grateful for the support so far. We actually clocked 14,000 subscribers, and I do not take it for granted. We're actually nearing 15k subs, and the goal for me is that this month we may be able to do cumulatively 20,000 subscribers for my channel, guys. Once we grow, we may be able to spread the gospel together, guys. So like, share, and subscribe, guys. If you like this video, it can easily be recommended to other YouTube users, guys. Support me, and I'll be so grateful. You can also support me through super thanks down below, and I'll be so grateful, guys. See you all in my next episode. Goodbye.